All right, good afternoon, traders. Today is October 3rd, 2025. I think it's the third day of the shutdown. Okay. Today was a good day for me. I'm going to start a new 27K account on Monday. How I made 12K today with a 54K account. Hey, I want to make a reminder that the markets do not like uncertainty. The markets did make new all-time highs. Markets are still bullish, but I'm picking up on some signs of, I'm just going to call it volatility. All right, maybe some temporary tops are being revealed. All right, so just saying that after hitting these new all-time highs today. Let me just say this: nothing is broken yet. All right, but we do know the markets don't like uncertainty. How much longer they're going to go without receiving economic data, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, so take a look. Let's go take a look at the markets today and see what happened. All right, so first we're going to start off with, and where did that go? All right, here we are. All right, going to start off with SPY on the 10-minute. Okay, we got a 10-minute downtrend into the close. All right, 10-minute downtrend with continuing, not quite continuation, but little bear flag right there underneath VWAP. 10-minute downtrend into the close. 2-hour, still in a 2-hour uptrend, is getting pinched right now. 2-hour uptrend getting pinched. 10-minute downtrend got pinched, and then it reopened up right here. Okay, on the 10-minute. Okay, breaking below this right here means we're probably coming down to check out this breakup candle low. And while if we're here early in the day on Monday, probably going to test major support right here. Okay, if they blow through that, they're coming for this breakup candle low. Okay, if they blow through that, they're coming for support, probably 650. 650 support. All right, if they blow through that, and they might do a 30-day drop, a 30-point drop, they're coming for this breakup candle low. Okay, so 650, 635, 655. If they bust this low, then they're coming here. All right, 662. If they bust that low, they're coming here. 655, 650. And then below that, below 650 is going to be down here, which is 635. All right, just saying the markets don't like uncertainty. Okay, so I don't know how much longer they can keep doing these new all-time highs when they're not getting any economic data. All right, so we'll see what they want to do. Remember, it's all up to them. Not a whole lot of participation in the market. You can see it keeps falling almost day by day now. I don't know. I think there's a possibility. I think, yes, there is a possibility, and that's why I got some before they closed. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So be careful. All right. All right, let's not chase this down, but you guys know when price goes down, it takes the elevator down. And when it goes up, it takes the stairs up. Okay, so again, there'll be an opportunity to buy some puts And remember my strategy that I shared with you in case we got bullish today a few days back. Let me see if I can dig it out for us. It was a nice strategy regarding accumulation. There'll be times when price you don't want to chase it, but you'll want to accumulate. I wish I could find it, and I don't have it. I will share it later. Maybe this is it. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Okay, yeah, there it is. There'll be times when I want to accumulate shares while participating in the market rally or the market dip. Okay, or like an end of day rally. Okay, one strategy for one at the ask. Remember, these are puts. Okay, if we're playing for the downside, one at the ask, and then I bid for one at the bid, the other one a penny lower. Second one, I offer 2 contracts at the ask and bid for 3 at the bid. I use these strategies in fast-paced markets. When the market falls, it is very fast. Okay, so I wanted to share how I carry my position to the target while racking up profits along the way. All right, just wanted to share that with you. All right, so SPY in a 2-hour uptrend, but it's getting pinched. All right, SPY in a 10-minute downtrend, got pinched, and now it's reopening. Okay, on the daily chart, new all-time high, and the sword is pointed in the direction for which price to roll over. Okay, if it was in the other direction, all right, notice the sword was flipped down where the point, okay, the blade was down, then I'd say we're going higher. But this is a hammer to go up. This is a sword to possibly go lower. All right, just saying. There's the sword right there. Okay, so we'll see what happens. Meaning, notice more wick than body and tail. Bearish control right there. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, we'll see. All right, so there's a daily chart. I'm gonna zoom way out so you can see it. Okay, this is April low. That's the all-time high. Brand new all-time high put in today. Okay, so that's bullish. Hey, it's still bullish, all right? But that's not the candle we were looking for as bulls. So, and the market doesn't like uncertainty. So I don't know how much longer they're going to continue to print new highs when the market doesn't like uncertainty. Okay, so we'll see what happens. All right, so we got bullish and in an uptrend. Nothing's broken yet. Okay, so there's SPY on the daily chart. On the weekly chart, we're still in an uptrend. All right, we're bullish and still in an uptrend. Monthly chart is still bullish and we're in an uptrend. Okay, on the game plan. Okay, on the game plan, we'll hit it with the 5-minute. You can see price action. Gaps up through. Green erases red. Entry above 669.70. First green candle. There you go. That was a buy right there. Gave you a little pullback dip. And then back up again and again. Nice little 10-minute uptrend to the upside. If you look at it right here. 10-minute uptrend to the upside. Okay, then we hit Texas target. That's his measured move target. And then we rolled over and almost erased everything we did today and more. Remember, we opened here. We're closing way down here. Okay, so there's SPY on the 10-minute chart. Got a 10-minute downtrend that developed after we hit Texas target. That's his measured move target, 672.50. All right, so then we had a 10-minute uptrend over VWAP, 10-minute downtrend under VWAP. All right, so that was our move today. So if you played the game plan, you made money right there on the game plan. Okay, so there's SPY. Let's go take a look at QQQ. And I'm going to take questions tonight before I leave if anybody has questions. Okay. On QQQ 10-minute chart, we have a 10-minute downtrend under VWAP. And it got pinched And we have a weak one candle 10-minute downtrend opening up at the end of the day here, okay? And we are in a bear flag on QQQ. On the 2-hour chart. On the 2-hour chart, we have, well, I didn't see that coming. We have a weak one candle 2-hour downtrend on the QQQ 2-hour chart. Okay, see that? The 3 is under the 8 there for this candle. So we got a weak one candle 2-hour downtrend starting on the QQQ chart. All right, let's take a look at the daily chart. All right, let's take a look at the daily. The daily printed new all-time high. I checked it earlier. Okay, so there's a new all-time high. You can see they gave it all up and more right there by taking us all the way back down to underneath yesterday's candle. Okay, still at the top of quadrant 4. That's bullish and still in an uptrend. Okay, it's bullish, and I'm just gonna say bullish with caution. Okay, bullish with caution. Same on SPY. Bullish with caution. Still in an uptrend right there. Fido, could you demonstrate the measured move? Yeah, sure. All right, let's say you want to do a measured move or you want to calculate a measured move. Okay, so you got a move that goes up to the flag. See, like this move right here. So I box it off from the low to the high. Okay, right there. Then I duplicate the box. All right. Then I drag it over to the bottom of that. Okay. Now, there might be some pre-market highs. Let's see if we got some pre-market, post-market stuff going on. Okay, so there's a measured move there. That one didn't quite reach quite the measured move right there, but it got close. You can see right here. All right, so then you move over and you take the low and you print it on the low. That one didn't make it. Let's take SPY. This was Tex's measured move, not mine, okay? So we'll take it from here. I haven't done it. Up to the high. And then I'm going to duplicate the box. All right, and then I'm going to move it up to the bottom. You can see there's a little bit left in that measured move for me. For Tex, he had one measured out to go right there. Maybe his, let's try this. Maybe he took his from, and it'll probably work out. Okay, right here. Okay, so from here, here up to the high, and then duplicate that box. And then measure from the low up. Okay, so mine comes out to be like 674. So I don't know how he did his, okay? But that's how I do mine. From the bottom to the top, duplicate the box, and then put it on the bottom of the consolidation, and then measure up. All right, did you understand that? Do you want that flagpole? Is that an indicator to use? Market maker? Yeah, I want the flagpole right there. That right there, yes. I like to go from the bottom to the top. Right like that. That's me. That's how I do it. Now, if you did that, this is what you get. And that brings us up to 575.75. Now, if you go from here up to there, that's just going to make the box bigger. Yeah. right there. Do you like to see a flagpole? Yeah, I like to see a flagpole. Which one are you talking about? This one? Right here? You talking about this flagpole right there? Yeah, I like that. They pulled back. Remember we caught the low on that yesterday? I said they're probably going to pull back to this. All right, and then consolidate over to the right. They gapped up this morning and went a little bit higher. So, yeah, I like that flagpole. I don't want to break it, but I got a hunch. You know, we might break it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, so there's SPY. I did QQQ. Okay, we got a 10-minute downtrend. You got a head and shoulders here. If you want to count that as a left shoulder, right shoulder, break the neckline and we could become tumbling down, visit the breakup candle low. Okay, so there's SPY. Let's take a look at the daily chart. All right, I'm going to move these because we don't need them anymore. Okay, going to take a look at the daily chart for Diamond Dow. All right, so Diamond Dow puts in an all-time high. Okay, big wick in the sky. Okay, new all-time high there. IWM, new all-time high. Okay, FNGU. FNGU puts in an outside day, that's a higher high and a lower low, closing underneath a bearish trap, underneath a flat 17. Okay, that's still bullish, and that's still in an uptrend. Okay, it's still bullish and still in an uptrend. FNGU. All right, let's take a look at gold. Gold got a lower high and a higher low. That's an inside day, closing over a bullish trap over the rising 17. Again, top of quadrant 4. That's bullish and in an uptrend. Silver. Silver put in a new all-time high. Excuse me. A new 14-year high. Okay, that's bullish. Still in an uptrend. Here's the lows. There's the high. It's a 14-year high. This space up here represents the area between the 14-year high and the all-time high up there. Okay, so there's silver. Let's take a look at UNG. Okay, UNG has a lower low and a lower high, closing inside a bullish trap over the rising 17. UNG still in quadrant 1, so that's bearish and in a downtrend right there. Bearish and in a downtrend. Okay, let's take a look at USO. USO in a downtrend because they made a lower low. Price action is neutral. All right, they go up and they give it up. They go up, they give it up. They go up and they give it up. So just neutral on USO. All right, and in a downtrend. All right, but they spend a lot of time over the 3-year high anchored VWAP. All right, chances are they come down. It might be a buyable dip if they come down and visit quadrant 2. Looks like they're already dipping in there. Okay, got some new questions. Got a question. Would you like to use one of my accounts to demonstrate how fast you can double an account? I can't trade anybody else's money. I would love to, but I can't. It's against the. They would throw me in jail. But I know you're probably serious. Yeah. But if there's anything I can do to help you double that account, Chip, I'm here for you. All right? That's about as far as I can go. I can't trade anybody else's money. That was good. Thank you for sharing that. All right. Let's take a look at. Let's go over here. T2101. Okay, this is market breadth. Okay, last time we were down here, I think we started the COVID. I think we began the COVID dip. All right, let me make sure. Okay, we started the Dougie. All right, the COVID dip. So let's take a look at 2020. So that was the 17th. Okay, that was the beginning of, right here, the beginning of the COVID dip. Okay, they hadn't dipped yet. That was the highs coming to a peak. All right, the highs of the market coming to a peak. And then we had all the way up here, that was the COVID dip. And then this, all of this into 2021, down to this low here, was the COVID recovery rally. All right, from that low on the 25th or the 20th, all of this became the COVID recovery rally back to the highs right here. Okay, so this is right here. We're coming into our lows right here. This is the same spot where COVID gave us the COVID dip. All right, right there. So we're coming into the same spot that this happened before. Okay, notice it's a double bottom. Okay, we only got a single bottom, but I gotta tell you, I can picture a second bottom coming in soon. So we'll see what happens. All right, it's the 15-minute chart. You can see here we are in that zone, and looking like price is making a lower low. Here's a low. We made a lower low, and we're making lower highs. So we may do the double bottom right here next week. And then who knows what happens after that. Okay? T2101. This is market breadth. This would be like the wind in the sails of that uptrend. Okay? It's coming to an end. All right? Because unless, of course, they give us a pullback and give us some more, pick up some mustard, pick up some spinach. All right? So price action coming back and losing breath in the sails. So wind in the sails. So the ship is kind of coming to an end as far as it wants to go. It's going to have to drop the sails and start paddling. All right, because it's as far as it can go. The wind, there's no more wind. There's no more momentum in this uptrend. All right, we'll see unless they pick it up. They might pick it up. We got a little juice right there, but we're giving it all back these last 2 days in October. So we'll see what happens. That's market breadth. T2122, we went straight up to the overbought zone. That's a nice place to hang out, but we couldn't hold it. We wound up in the buy zone. Lost the top of the buy zone all the way down to the bottom of the buy zone, only to melt down into the buyer's chop zone. It was nice to see the higher high and the higher low. Not sure how long they can hold this. That was a bullish move, but I'm not picking up on we did get some new highs in the market. That did help this and the market, but I'm not picking up any signs of price holding those highs. As you look at today's candle, you got the sword that sticks up into the sky. You can see we couldn't hold the highs up there over 670 area. T2123, okay, we got a nice bullish gap up. I love that. We're in an uptrend because we made we got some highs. Well, we made higher highs, so that's uptrend. On the 15-minute, got a bullish gap up that was never filled by the bears. That was a beautiful thing. We're on the north side of the falling 200 SMA. That's a beautiful thing. That's where I want to be. I like that. But we still in a bear flag, a little mini bear flag. Okay, still haven't filled that bearish gap down from 2 weeks ago or a week ago right here. Okay, still have not filled that gap. Still some more open in that gap, and we couldn't fill it today, even making the new highs. Okay, so that's a sign. All right, that's a sign right there. That's a sign of bullishness here. but a sign of weakness than that we can't fill the gap yet still, and it's been all this time, a whole week. Okay, same thing up here in T2122. We got up into the overbought zone, but we couldn't hold it, and we got into the buy zone, and like at the end of the day, we couldn't even hold that. So there's another sign, a sign of bullishness, but not strong enough to hold the highs at this level. On T2123, 3-bar chart, okay, we have a bull flag up here. That is a bull flag. We are consolidating up at the top. That is bullish. Okay, over prior consolidation is a bullish outlook. We're at the top of quadrant 4, so that's bullish. And it's in an uptrend because this hasn't made any lower lows. Okay, without making any lower lows, we don't have a downtrend yet. So we're still in the uptrend. We're just experiencing I'm going to call it a pullback in the uptrend right there. Okay, so top of quadrant 4, that's bullish and in an uptrend and over the 200 SMA right there. On FNGU. Okay, so today's price action, you can see this would be yesterday's highs right here. Okay, so we failed to make a higher high. Okay, so this would be yesterday's low right here. We made a lower low. Okay, and then here's another low from yesterday and another low from yesterday. And look, we made lower lows. Okay, so FNGU in a 15-minute downtrend. Okay, and here we are trying to break through the falling 200 SMA. We failed, so we're not in the place I like to be, which is above the 200 SMA. So we're back down here and in a downtrend on the 15-minute chart. You're showing a bearish head and shoulders pattern. If they break the neckline, look for price to come down and visit this breakup candle low, being the first stop, all right, for this FNGU on the 15-minute. All right, let's take a look at, just looked at all the markets, did the FNGU. All right, is there anything else somebody wants me to look at? U.S. government shutdown entered its third day Friday. This is from Fido. Thank you, Fido. With no resolution in sight, with each side digging in, the shutdown will continue until at least next week. There are no public signs of talks between leaders of the two parties. The Senate won't take any more votes until Monday, and the House has canceled all votes for next week with no plans to return to Washington until October 14th. All right. All right. So I shared this with traders earlier today. Market hit some new highs. See if I can still find it. And I'll find it again. All right. SPX, SPY, QQQ, and Diamond Dow and IWM all made new all-time highs. And I just want to remind you, Wall Street does not like uncertainty. And currently, Wall Street is not receiving any economic data due to the shutdown. Okay? So I just wanted to remind everybody of that. So be careful out there. All right? Be careful. Okay? I don't know how vicious and violent they're going to get. All right? Might be none at all. They might just blow it off and continue making new highs. We'll see what happens. All right? But I don't want any of our traders or anybody else's traders to be ill-prepared. Okay? So I just want you to know that. All right, that's it for me. I'm going to wish everybody a happy weekend, a wonderful weekend. I had an awesome week. Hope to do it again on Monday. I'll see you all on Monday. Monday's an open house. By the way, I'll leave a link in the description, but this is open house on October 6th. Crash course in day trading. I'll be here from 8 to 4. I'll be doing videos and not presentations, but trading in front of traders. And use your smartphone, scan the QR code, and you can, with that QR code, there'll be a pop-up. Click the pop-up with the pop-up, you can open up a browser window and fill out the registration form. They'll send you credentials in your email, and please check your spam folder. Your credentials may be in the spam folder. All right, that's it for me, unless I see any questions, and I don't. And I want to thank everybody. Y'all did a great job this week. Thank you. I'll see you all on Monday.